Hey humans, welcome to the Monster's Lair. This is Monster69 and I just wanted to have a chat with you guys in regards to my thoughts and opinions and a final review of Horizon Zero Dawn. I did do a rolling review about a week ago, which was play through the game, and I've literally just finished this game about half an hour ago. Finished it on hard, and wow, what a game. That's my summary, is wow, what a game. This game, first of all, the graphics are absolutely amazing. This Decima engine that Guerrilla Games uses is outstanding. The draw distances are, you know, brilliant for a PS4. The level of detail, the foliage, the moving leaves, everything is it's just such a solid engine. And they did use it for Killzone, which I played. It was my first PS4 game, and I remember thinking way back then what amazing graphics it was. And they're going to use this engine for Death Stranding as well. Oh, it's a turkey shoot. Got him. The only negative thing I can say about the graphics, guys, is the dynamic weather effects are a little bit wonky, I have to say. The transition from light to dark and dark to light is a little bit too fast. Like, literally you take 3 steps and the sun sets and it's dark. So that's probably the only negative thing I can say about the Decima engine at play here. Look at the draw distance, man. Like, I can see the details of that rock face over there. It's just outstanding. The next thing I'd like to talk about is obviously this is a third-person action game, and it's open world. So the open world itself, guys, is pretty much like Far Cry. They've copied it pretty much, yeah, mechanic by mechanic, if you like. So you've got outposts to conquer, you've got different points of interest. The thing that really disappointed me, if you watch my mid-game review, is these tall necks. I don't know if you remember these, the footage that they used for the marketing of this game was of Aloy chasing down this giant giraffe-like robot and climbing to the top of it. Well, I was really disappointed to find out that these tall necks are nothing more than Far Cry outposts. So you pretty much just climb to the top of these things, you stick your spear into its head, and all they do is they just unlock the icons around it and get rid of the fog of war around you as well. I was a little bit disappointed that that's what the tall necks only purpose in this game was. As I mentioned before, you've got bandit camps to conquer, and when you conquer them, you know, friendlies move in, exactly like Far Cry. Like, your inventory system is expanded by hunting down animals and you know, crafting bigger quivers and stuff. That's exactly like Far Cry. She's got this. Sorry, that guy just bagged out my Aloy's clothes. You know, you've got this little Bluetooth headset, if you like. Aloy found this when she was younger, and she uses it to scan her environment. And again, you can scan your environment and mark your enemies, which again is like Far Cry. But I was disappointed when I first encountered these mechanics, because I'm a big Far Cry fan, and it was just too familiar. I was a bit disappointed that, you know, a whole new world, new IP, Guerrilla Games, not being Ubisoft obviously, would come up with something new. But as the game progressed and the storyline just swept me away in its arms, I kind of realized that, yeah, you know what, they did use Far Cry kind of mechanics, but they balanced it really well. They didn't overdo it. Like, there's only like 4 or 5 tall necks, for example, to conquer. They don't burden you with a large number of these activities to do. You're still enthralled by the main quest. You know, you do end up unlocking these things, but it's not like a massive, I don't know, you don't get lost in the open world, or I didn't. There's only 4 or 5 bandit camps, 4 or 5 tall necks. So I just found that despite my initial disappointment, the fact that they balanced it and didn't overwhelm me, I actually got over it quite quickly. And you know, like I said, I was just absolutely swept away by the amazing story. The next sort of standout for me is obviously the story, which we'll get into later, but the actual world that these guys created is just so unique. It's a post-apocalyptic world where humanity has managed to wipe itself out, but now thousands of years later, despite humans being, you know, as you can see, back to spear and bow, they've recreated their own civilization. Here we can see, for example, Meridia, which is one of the main, or the main city in the game. It's a Kaja city, and these guys that just walk past me are Kaja guards. Kaja being one of the main tribes of this game. Aloy herself is from the Nora tribe, which really freaking started to annoy me. The Nora are very pragmatic. They're almost extremist in a way that they're just, how can I say, they're just extreme traditionalists. She in fact got exiled because of their extreme views, and you know, that's one of the mysteries of Nora's character, is why did she get exiled. She has no, you don't know who her parents are, so one of the main kind of motives for Aloy as a character, sorry, not Nora, but Aloy as a character, is to find out her own history and why she was exiled, which is an excellent story arc. The world is populated by these robotic machines which are in the form of animals. As you can see across the river there's 3 broadheads, and I'll just give you a demo of, here you go, scanning them, and you can see their weaknesses highlighted in gold there. So this broadhead has got 2 canisters on its back that you can shoot a fire arrow at, and the thing blows up, or you can shoot its horns off. So yeah, maybe I'll just run across there and give a bit of a demo of the combat. So she's got bows, she's got traps, she's got this awesome little shotgunny thing. Let me see. She can also override these creatures. As you progress through the game, she has the ability of actually overriding these animals and making them friendlies. That is such a wicked. So, a bit of ducking, and you do a heavy attack, knocks them down, and then you can do a critical strike. And as you can see, it just rapidly became nighttime. So obviously looting is a big part of this game. You need to constantly loot to always be prepared for the next encounter. You need to make sure you got your traps built. You need to have arrows, health potions. You certainly can't enter combat being underprepared in this game, especially against the bigger and tougher enemies. The combat's, I'm a bit, how can I say, the combat is very solid. There's a couple of problems with it. One of them is the camera can get a bit wonky. There's no lock-on button. You can't lock onto an enemy, which kind of can get confusing if you know you kind of getting surrounded by a lot of enemies that you need to deal with. But apart from that, it's definitely fun and varied. Like, the creatures are definitely varied. They all have different weak points. They're all susceptible to different elements, whether that be fire or ice or shock. You can set traps, you can override enemies in an area and they become goodies and they help you out instead. So there's a lot of different strategies that come into play. The only negative is, you know, besides the camera angle, is also, I just wish you could link maybe some more combos, but the more I think about it, I suppose, is how can you doing combos on a massive robot maybe doesn't make sense. So maybe you know, the fact that she just has this light attack and this heavy attack, you know, I'm just thinking about it in context of fighting
Scrappers are here for the parts.
A big machine. Oh, scrappers are here for the parts, she says. So let me get out my tear blast arrow. This arrow, what it does, it kind of explodes and rips their guns and armor off them. These scrappers have got like laser guns on their backs, which is pretty cool. When you do a heavy attack, knock them down, and the critical. Get out my bow. I just got this weak point there. And yeah, so it is a very varied style of combat, namely because of the weapons and the enemies that you face. So the real beauty of this game, guys, is the actual story, I say. So it's open world, which is fine, copies Far Cry a bit, so what? Holy shit, what the hell is that? What the hell is that shooting through the... That's something big up there. Like shooting through the rock. Anyway, the storyline is absolutely, really the core element of this game. I'll never forget Horizon Zero Dawn because of this protagonist called Aloy, because of this world, and because of the story. She's on a quest to find out the mystery of who she is, why certain people are trying to kill her, and the more and more you go down the main quest, you know, you kind of realize that somehow she's tied in with these machines as well. She was exiled from the Nora tribe, and she didn't have, like, no one tells her why she's exiled. So again, that's another mystery that you're trying to solve as well. Now the story's conclusion is extremely strong. I had such a fun time throughout the whole story, but I especially had a very fun time towards the end of the main quest. It's just a very satisfying ending as well. The side quests are solid. They're definitely not up to the standard of Witcher 3, but hey, what game is? But they're entertaining enough. There's definitely, I don't even think there is any fetch quests. I don't even remember any. Maybe there might be one or something. I don't know. But all the side quests are, you know, have got a degree of story behind it, and are satisfying enough. Here's 2 tramplers. So guys, I'm just going to engage these tramplers, but before I do, I just wanted to wrap it up. Freaking awesome game. If I had to give it a rating, 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, for me at the moment, guys, this is game of the year. I know it's March. I know there's a long way to go. Mass Effect I have to play next. But so far, this for me is game of the year. Oh, yeah. thanks guys for watching. That was Horizon Zero Dawn, and that was Alloy kicking ass. Oh yeah.